Sure. It's a beautiful sunny day in Norman, Oklahoma. We're in the McCaslin Fieldhouse where the Oklahoma men's gymnastics team will open their season. It's the home opener for the number 3 Oklahoma Sooners of this 2025 season against number 9 Air Force Academy, visiting from Colorado Springs. I'm Bart Connor, and on the coverage today with Matt Wensky, former OU national champion and All-American. Good to be working with you, Matt.
Excited to be here, Bart. It's going to be a fun one.
Here we go, man. There's a lot of changes this year, some rules changes. We'll talk about that as the competition goes. Some specific lineup changes that now, in fact, 4 athletes compete on each event instead of 5, and all 4 scores count. So I think the dynamics of college have changed a little bit since you competed here just a few years ago.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, back when I was on the team, you know, the first half of the season, it was 6 guys up and 5 scores would count. You know, so you had one score where it's okay if somebody has a mistake or has a fall or something like that. But now that it's just 4 up, 4 count, you know, every single routine, it really, really matters. And I think it can kind of help with the disparity between some teams, you know, because sometimes you have a team that scores way higher than another team. And so this ideally should hopefully kind of make those scores a little bit closer, more competitive.
I think that's a good point. I believe it will create a little more parity in the college gymnastics. And I mean, let's be honest, Oklahoma is a heavy favorite today.
Yeah.
They have been, you know, 12-time national champions, and they have dominated the sport for a long time. And Air Force has done very well in the last couple of years, but they don't necessarily have the same depth that the OU Sooners do. And so we should be in for a great competition today because both of these teams are fresh. Both of these teams, this is their opening competition. So I think there's a lot of excitement in the building. And I spoke with Mark Williams earlier this week. I said, what did you think about last year's competition? We started slow, and he said we got pretty good by nationals. And at the prelims, they won the prelim session.
Yeah.
But kind of fell down a little bit in the finals and did not place as high as they had hoped. They ended up 4th last year. And Stanford won for their 5th year in a row. So Air Force was 8th last year, I believe, or 9th, and have always been a top 10 team of the 15 teams that still exist in men's college gymnastics. What can you expect from the Sooners this year? Mark Williams said he expects a little bit of a slow start.
Right. You know, and so I know that OU, they're missing 2 of their big heavy hitters in Fuzzy Bennis and Emery Dodonley. You know, so looking back to get those guys later in the season, you know, will be a huge help for the Sooners. But, you know, to get started with this year, I think they're really just looking to be consistent, get some of the, you know, initial meet jitters out, and get a little confidence moving forward, and just get the momentum started for a good season.
You mentioned Fuzzy Bennis. He's out of competition here for a couple of months, had a surgery on a tendon on his thumb. And Emery Dodonley, who, of course, competed in the Olympics for his home country of Turkey, has a broken hand. And so he'll be out for a few weeks at the beginning of the season as well. So an opportunity for some of the other Sooners to contribute. And as is the typical format in dual meet competition, Oklahoma, as the home team, will open up on the floor. First up for the Sooners, of the 4 athletes that will compete, remember all 4 scores will count, is Matt Burgoyne. Matt, the senior from Lansdale, Pennsylvania.
Huge double layout to get the routine started. Nice landing, just a small hop. Very controlled. Nice front double full, connected to a front full.
We'll be talking about rules changes throughout, and here's one of the rules changes. For instance, the athletes used to do sometimes 3 or 4 passes across the first diagonal before they went down the side.
Right.
You can't do that anymore.
Yeah, now you just have to, you're only allowed to have 2 passes from one corner to another, and then you have to go and do a side pass.
And this is unique in that little bit of a throwback to my era. Everybody has to do a scale on floor these days. Would you have liked that in the rules when you were competing, Matt?
I'm honestly glad they weren't a part of it. Nice connection there. And I know, talking to Mark Williams, you know, that Matt Burgoyne, he has a tendency to be a little bit hoppy on his landings. You know, I don't think he stuck any of those passes throughout that routine. You know, it was very clean in the air, very nicely done, very good control. But I would just like to see him stay down a little bit longer, be a little bit more patient to get some more sticks.
You saw that piked double back somersault. One of the other rule requirements this year is you have to finish with a double flipping skill.
Right. Adding
a little more challenge at the last tumbling pass for some of these gymnasts. Now Air Force will take to the pommel horse. Lead off there is Eric Upton, who is competing today in the all-around. He's the only athlete competing in the all-around today for both teams.
Yeah. You know, in the Air Force, they lost like 2 of their top all-around guys who graduated, I believe, after this past year, you know, and so this kind of gives guys like Eric here a chance to show what they're capable of and take that all-around spot under their belt. And that was a nice routine to get the Air Force Falcons started.
Upton, known as a very reliable gymnast. He's consistent. And although pommel horse is not his favorite event, he swings well enough to get a decent score to get them off and running.
Yeah, that was a great start.
So important to get off to a great start, particularly on pommel horse, because this is literally their first competitive experience of this calendar year, the opening of the season. He's the first guy to go for the team. I mean, if he shows nerves, it could tend to get contagious, couldn't it?
Oh, absolutely. You know, and that's where it can get really tough in these team competitions, you know, because mistakes happen all the time in gymnastics. And so if your teammate does fall, it is so crucial and so important that that next guy gets a hit under their belt so that the team can then have momentum moving forward.
Arthur Ballon will be up for the Sooners in floor in that second spot. Now, one thing we should also get adjusted to is the scores might take a little longer because the rules are different and more complicated, but I do see the score held up for Matt Burgoyne. It's a 15-1. Here is Arthur Ballon. Beautiful.
Huge double A full out right there. Nice stretch double layout right there.
Arthur is a redshirt freshman from Lyon, France. Some people might wonder, how in the world did he end up at the University of Oklahoma? Well, he met former Sooner star Yul Moldauer at a competition in Europe, and they were talking about his future, and Yul said, you know, you ought to give Oklahoma a call. I bet they'd love to have you. So he did not compete last year as a freshman. This is his first opportunity to compete for the Sooners, doing a great job.
Yeah, so far he's looking fantastic. Nice connection, stuck landing right there. Gearing up for the dismount. Very nice routine from Arthur. I mean, and he is rightfully very, very excited. That was great.
I met him the other day in the OU practice facility, and he's really enthusiastic young guy, and you can see that he's going to bring a lot of energy to this team, and he's proud of that effort for sure. What did you like about his style?
And so right there, you know, he's just very clean in the air. You know, there's not that many deductions you can take in that double pike we just saw again right there. Legs were tight together and then nice controlled landing. Now we have Ty Gopal.
Oh, struggling.
I don't know how he stayed on. That was impressive.
No kidding. He put a little arm on it when he had to, didn't he?
Yeah. And he's doing a very difficult skill, very difficult routine. And it's just amazing he was able to fight and stay on. See if he can make it through to the dismount.
Oh, how about that?
Wow.
Good job for Ty Gopal.
And that right there is what you love to see. You know, you could just tell he never gave up. He probably could have fallen off 3 times in that routine and somehow managed to stay on. That was very, very impressive.
Ty, the junior from Buffalo Grove, Illinois, his teammates. There's Michael Reed and Sergei Resnick, both former OU Sooners before your time, Matt. And glad to have them back in McCaslin Fieldhouse. They, of course, were outstanding competitors for the Sooner program and now assistant coaches at the Air Force Academy and doing just an outstanding job.
They're doing a great job with those guys up there.
Head coach, of course, for Air Force is Josh Lesser. Now we go to the floor exercise for the Sooners. This is Leo Koike from Japan.
Nice double front to start off. Big step on the landing, but glad he was able to stay in bounds. Makes up for it there with the stuck landing.
Koike was born in California. When he was 2, he moved with his family to Japan. He had a very complicated shoulder surgery when he came to Oklahoma, but doing a nice job. And Mark Williams told us the other day he could eventually be an all-arounder for the Sooners. He's a very balanced athlete, although his favorite event is not rings.
Yeah, Leo is a very, very talented gymnast, and I feel like he has so much he can contribute to this Sooners squad.
When you talk about a brand, I think the Oklahoma Sooner men are clean. If I think about what makes Oklahoma men's gymnastics so good, I got to believe it's execution. Do you agree?
I would absolutely agree. You know, Mark Williams, he has always been so hard on, or so critical, you know, on looking at every single tenth, you know, hand movements on P-bars, little pointed toes and flexing your feet, you know, little things like this that they add up, you know, over 30 routines over the course of a competition.
Right.
That's 3 points potentially to your score if every guy could just save 1/10. You know, and so looking at it like that way and breaking down the numbers that way, it can really just, you know, hit home, you know, how important it is that every detail matters. And so that's why OU is always so critical on execution, and they really, really focus on that.
Back to the pommel horse now. Jack Matlock competing now for Air Force.
Beautiful scissor work to get the routine started. And he just has a very nice line on this event. You know, nice extension in his hips. You can tell how high he is above the pommels, which makes a lot of these really difficult skills, makes them a lot easier.
Oh yeah, beautiful technique.
Very, very nicely done.
Nice elevation over the horse. Clean swing.
And if he gets this dismount up, this is going to score very well.
Oh, it's a good job.
Wow. Good fight at the end right there. The dismount got a little wonky at the end, but man, that was a very impressive routine.
The first 2 competitors, Eric Upton had a 12.5 and Ty Gopal an 11.35 for gutting it through that routine.
Yeah.
Hats off to him for hanging on and not falling off. But their final competitor is going to be a thrill for us to see. Of course, that's Patty Hoops. Patty won the Olympic trials, and he'll be up when we come back to pommel horse for the next and final competitor for Air Force in this first rotation. Looking forward to seeing his competition there.
Absolutely. Now we got Brigham Frentaway coming up for the Sooners on floor.
Frentaway is the 4th and final competitor for OU in this event. Whoa!
Wow. Huge pass to start the routine out. Great stuck landing.
Brigham is a senior from Cheyenne, Wyoming. Did some of his training at Colorado at 52.80, which, of course, so many top national team members came out of that club program with Vladimir and Sarsha Artemov.
And so far, this routine is looking very nice from Brigham. Nicely done, front double fold, connected to a front layout.
For the Sooners so far, 2 13.55s for Koike and Ballon. Burgoyne had a 13.45. Nice.
Great routine from Brigham. Would have loved to get that stick on the dismount, but I know he's happy with that routine. Got a nice little dance celebration going on.
You mentioned the stick. In college gymnastics, there is a stick bonus.
Yeah.
Explain how that works.
So whatever these guys, you know, they go to do their dismount, the NCAA has like a little bit of an incentive, you know. If these guys do stick, you get an extra 10th added to your score. Plus, you don't have any deductions. So compared to somebody who maybe took a 1/10 step, you're scoring 2 tenths higher than them all of a sudden just because you got that stuck landing.
All right. As advertised, here is Patrick Hoops winner of the Olympic trials, former NCAA champion, in fact, reigning NCAA champion on this event, and you're going to see why here.
And it's just so controlled. He makes all these really, really difficult skills look effortless. It's so impressive. Very nice travel skills. Just looks like he floats when he's swinging.
It really does. That's a good point. Oh, beautiful. For the 5'10".
Wow.
Patrick Hoops out of Lehi, Utah. They call him Patty. He's just a natural pommel horse guy from day one, isn't he? He's tall, he's lean, long arms, and just beautiful rhythm and swing.
Yeah, I mean, that was such an impressive routine. Remember always being jealous of guys like that, you know, because that was not my body type at all. And pommel horse was so difficult, and so it's really cool getting to see guys do it like that and make it look so easy.
That's a good point. When you walk in the gym, you can sort of recognize the pommel horse guys right away.
Yeah.
They're usually a head taller than everybody else, and they're pretty lean.
Yep.
And most of them just specialize in that event. Of course, at the Olympics in Paris, Steven Nedorosik became one of the heroes of the U.S. team.
Yeah.
And guess who beat him in the Olympic final trials? Patrick Hoops did. And I think they would have been interchangeable places in that Olympic team because either one of them could have made the contributions that they did to help that U.S. men's team to their historic bronze medal.
Yeah, and I think honestly what the deciding factor was with that was just that Steven had more experience. You know, he had been in the game a little bit longer, competed at that international level a few more times, and so I think that's kind of where that decision was made. You know, but I completely agree. They pretty much are interchangeable on pommel horse.
I talked with Patrick's family before the competition, and they're hoping he might stick around and compete for a few more years. So who knows? We might have a shot at the next games in 2028 in Los Angeles, and so we'll keep our fingers crossed for him because you never know. The pommel horse guy just might be the star of the game.
Yeah.
All right, well, that first rotation is done. The Oklahoma Sooners are finished their floor. They'll move to the pommel horse for the second rotation, and the Air Force Falcons will move on. We're waiting on the score for Patrick Hoops. Before him, Matlock, Jack Matlock had a 13-4. He was their high scorer on that event. And it looks like the Sooners, all their scores were in the 13s. Brigham Frentaway, the competitor at the anchor spot, 13-7, their high score. But as expected, the Sooners looking clean and polished right from the get-go.
Right, you know, and I think they're going to be happy with that start. You know, they didn't have any falls. They got off to 4 hit routines, you know, and they got the momentum started and gives you a good feeling going into pommel horse.
Any routines that score sort of between 13 and, say, 15 are, you know, we're talking world-class routines. These are the kind of level of gymnastics you see at the World Championships and the Olympics.
Right, absolutely. I'm very curious to see what Patrick Hoops' score is going to be on pommel horse, because he has a very good chance of hitting that 15 number. Oh, wow, it's 14.35 for Patrick Hoops.
14.35, so that means the Air Force Falcons with a 51.6 on pommel horse, which is a good event for them. The Oklahoma Sooners open up on the floor with a 54.25. They have a significant lead after one of 6 rotations. 5'9".
Yeah, that was surprising to me. I thought he would have been like 14-8, 14-9, 15. It was really good routine. But I guess also, too, with the 8 skills now, all their start values will be lower than what they used to be.
That's a good point. That's a very good point.
His start probably used to be a 6'3" or something.
No, you're probably right. Yeah, that's a very good point. And I guess across the board, it'll be that way.
Right. And so that would, because like OU, you used to always be in the 14s on floor when they would score.
Right.
Maybe high 13s. And now it's, so I feel like that's probably causing a lot of that.
Yeah, we should talk a little bit about that. Yeah, because
I just kind of had that realization because I was like, why are they all so low? And
yeah.
It's like, duh, man.
Yeah, because he's probably at least 6'3" when he's.
And it might have even been higher than that.
Might even higher than that, right? Hard for me to add them up anymore. That fast, they're coming so quick at you.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
D-E-E-D.
Yeah. I just look at the execution score and let the judges do the difficulty.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
Anything, 8-4 and up is pretty good for execution.
Oh, yeah.
Look at Brigham, 8-8.
That's really
they had
good
landings, all those guys.
Yeah, they did a really good job.
Jacob, this is Bart. Can you hear me? Tell him we're ready. All right, we're back for the second of 6 rotations here in McCaslin Fieldhouse as the Oklahoma Sooners welcome the Falcons from the Air Force Academy. Air Force on floor exercise right now in the second rotation. This is Keenan Barong, their leadoff competitor. Each team gets 4 athletes up, and all 4 scores will count towards the team total in this dual meet format. Bart Connor along with Matt Wensky calling the action here. Matt, if I remember correctly, your floor exercise was one of your best events. You had the power, explosiveness off the floor.
Yeah, I always loved being on floor. It was a very exciting event. And that was one event that came more naturally to me, and so I always really, really enjoyed it, and it was always fun trying to throw in new skills and things like that and putting in upgrades. And floors, it can be a very nerve-wracking event because you're doing some really high-flying, dangerous skills, but it's a blast to compete on.
Barong, the junior from Woodland, California, competing the requisite scale, which is a good chance to catch your breath before the final tumbling pass. Not bad.
And that was a pretty good routine from him. I know he's going to want to look to just clean up a lot of those landings. His first pass, he unfortunately went out of bounds, which is going to cost him an extra 10th, plus the 3/10 from how big the step was. So just looking to clean up some of those things moving forward into the season. Up next, we got Tyler Flores here on Pommel Horse to start off the Sooners. And Tyler's been such a great addition to this Sooner team. This is his second year on the team, and he's been just a great contributor, especially on Pommel Horse.
Tyler and his twin brother Colin, both from Mountain House, California, competing for the Sooners. Sophomores here.
And that was a great routine from Tyler Flores. That's exactly what the Sooners were looking for to start their Pommel Horse session off with. I mean, that was great.
Mark Williams told us earlier this week that you need a guy who's consistent on Pommel Horse in that leadoff spot, and they really feel they can count on Tyler.
Yeah, and that first guy up on Pommel Horse is really so important. It's just like what we were talking about earlier, Bart, when, momentum is so important in this sport. And your teammates are going to rely on what your performance was. That kind of helps them or determines how they're going to do. And so It's a great start from Tyler Flores, exactly what the Sooners needed.
Jared Fry up now for Air Force on floor. He's a pretty tall guy, and it looked like he went out of bounds on that first tumbling pass.
Unfortunately, looked like he was really going for the stick on that second pass and opened up a little too early and put his hands down.
Jared Fry is about 6 foot tall, which is gigantic for a gymnast. To see him doing this caliber of acrobatics for a guy that tall, he's built more like a pommel horse and a high bar guy than a powerful floor exercise guy, but he's good here.
Yeah. It is very rare to see a tall gymnast doing well on floor.
They expect he'll be a reliable all-arounder, the freshman from Lubbock, Texas.
Very nice front double full right there. There's that scale again. And here comes the dismount. Managed to fight for it, not put his hands down. Definitely not what Jared was looking for with that routine. You know, unfortunately had a fall and some really big steps in some other places. But, you know, again, this is the very first meet of the year. It's good to know where your weak points are, and this is something to work on moving forward.
Max Seiler, second up for the Oklahoma Sooners. Tyler Flores with a 13.0 in a leadoff spot.
Very nice scissors to get the routine started.
Max Seiler, of course, brother of former OU gymnast Mark Seiler. Oh!
I'm not sure if his hand just slipped there or what. It looked like he was in a good spot. I think his hand just must have slipped right off.
Coach Williams told us earlier this week that he was struggling a bit. He had some warts removed from his hand, and that's where you see the tape on that left hand. So that's certainly not contributing to a good grip on the pommel. Gonna try it again. Nice. Explain what happens when an athlete falls off and what the deduction is and what they're supposed to do after that.
Yeah, so whenever an athlete falls, you know, every skill they do has a certain value to it, which contributes to their overall start value on the event. And there's another fall right there. So anyways, when they fall on a skill, they don't get the credit for it. And so then they have the decision, do I go up and try it again to get my start value back, or do I just move on and then it'll affect my start value and you have the point deduction. So, and it can be risky though, because now you're in your head about it, you just fell and you got to get up and do it again. And so here we go with Mac again, trying to do his dismount to finish this routine up.
All the moves are ranked between A to G, basically, in men's gymnastics. You have to do a minimum level C dismount, C level, to get the full credit for the dismount credit. And with those two falls, we've talked right at the top of the show, 4 up, 4 count. I mean, they're going to count a low score here. And talk about adding a little extra parity in college gymnastics. That opens the door a bit for Air Force if they get hit higher on floor.
Absolutely. And so that's exactly what we were talking about at the beginning. And now you're kind of seeing how it can play out. You know, all it takes is one bad routine to really affect the whole team.
This is Ty Gopal for Air Force.
Great double layout right there for his second pass. Nice stuck landing right there.
First two scores for Air Force on floor are a 12-1-5 for Keenan Barong, who led them off, and then Jared Fry had a 12-1. You might remember Ty from the last rotation put the arm on and used a little leverage on pommel horse to gut through that routine. Only scored an 11-3-5, hoping to do a little bit better here.
And so far, this routine is looking very nice. Another stuck landing from Ty. And here we go, just gearing up for the dismount.
Good power. Wow. Nice.
Yeah.
That's good endurance at the end of that floor routine, because we said a minimum requirement is a double flipping skill. That, of course, was a full twisting double.
Yeah, and so like we were seeing a lot of those double pikes earlier, and that I think is a little bit harder to do a full twist with it.
For sure.
And to stick, and so that he's going to get nicely rewarded for that routine. That was great.
Zach Nunez now, one of the team co-captains, along with Henry Dodanley.
And Zach has been great on this event ever since his freshman year on this OU team. He was immediately able to contribute on this event, especially, and he's carried that through his whole entire career at OU.
Of course, you know him probably from his days in Texas. He was at Cypress Academy.
Yeah, Zach was, I remember he's just a little guy when I was still there, and so it's really cool and kind of blows my mind. He's a senior and a captain in college now.
Awesome.
Great to see.
Nice mechanics. He's very stretched over the pommels.
Yeah, Zach is very, very talented on this event. I know he had a couple spots in there where he had to fight, but he made up for it.
Right.
No problem. Dismount flew up to handstand. That was great, great performance from Zach Nunez. And that's exactly what the Sooners were needing to pick their momentum back up after that performance from Matt.
Max Seiler's score came in at a 10.95. So extremely low score and missed opportunity for Max Seiler. Of course, will affect the running team total as we go back to the floor now for Air Force. Their all-arounder Eric Upton up now after Ty Gopal had 13.35, their highest score by more than a point.
Nice double front. Good controlled landings. And right here, these skills that he's doing, they're considered non-acrobatic skills. And so these are skills that gymnasts are required to have on the floor exercise, that don't include their tumbling passes.
That's a good point there. Each event has event requirements that judges are looking for, including a non-acrobatic skill, as you mentioned.
Right.
They need front tumbling and back tumbling, as you have seen already. And a single flip with a full twist or more. But coming up now will have to be a double flipping skill to finish the routine. Oh, another full twist double.
And he almost got that stick. Great performance from Eric Upton. Now he's happy with that. That should score well.
He's a very balanced gymnast, isn't he? We saw him, clean enough on horse, but
right.
he looks like the kind of guy who's a really good all-arounder.
Yeah, and that's exactly what the Falcons are needing. After they lost a couple of their really good all-arounders, they're needing somebody to kind of take that role over, and so Eric seems the guy to do it for them.
Talk about pommel horse greats. Here's Ignacio Yockers. What do you see this guy swing?
And he's just fun to watch on this event. He's right up there with Patrick Hoops and Steven Nedorosik. Very, very talented.
Wow.
Huge difficulty.
Oh, my goodness. Rack up the points. Every additional turn around that single pommel adds value to that skill, and he was up there all day, wasn't he?
I don't know how he does it.
Wow, this is beautiful.
And this is looking great from Ignacio. Just the dismount left.
Oh, they need a big score here, and they're going to get it. Wow. How about that?
Huge, huge routine from Ignacio Yockers, and that is exactly what OU needed.
Yockers, the junior from Tulsa, went to Jenks High School. His mom played tennis at OU. His father ran track. And they have Pride Gymnastics up there in Tulsa, and I can see that they will be very proud of their son today.
Doubt.
That was amazing.
Yeah,
to have the guts to do that level of difficulty,
right,
and stay focused the whole time.
Yeah. I mean, it's unbelievable, and Ignacio, just like what we were saying with Patrick Hoops earlier, he does these incredibly difficult skills, makes them look really easy, and Ignacio is the same exact way. So impressive.
Keep in mind, Mark Max Seiler. 10-9-5 was his score after struggling on that pommel horse with 2 falls. The high score so far was Zach Nunez on horse, but we'll wait to see what Yockers gets. Eric Upton, the final competitor on floor for Air Force, got a 13-4. So Air Force team score is right now 102.6. Can I report that score? I guess we'll just report it when we come back. Okay, 14-4-5. Going okay, huh?
Yeah.
Making sense?
I think we're doing good.
All right, me too. Get a little rhythm going.
Yeah. I always get like nervous the first like meet of the year,
yeah.
you know, until I kind of
Me too.
get
Yeah.
like the first event or two under, and then I'm like, okay, we're good.
going. Yeah, I remember how to do this now. Yeah, I do the same.
Because it's been a year since I've done it, you know, and
Yeah.
so just gotta get back into it.
Same with me, right? I have a women's meet I'm covering for ESPN on Friday night. I'm doing the
Oh,
OU
sweet.
women against Missouri over here at Lloyd Noble, and it's the
Good
same
deal.
thing, you know. And of course, that's live on ESPN too. That's a pretty good show.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, same thing though. Once you get rolling, you're like, oh yeah, I remember how to do this.
Right.
All right, let's see.
Well, let me know if you ever need help with those meets or anything, you know?
Okay, man. You want it?
I'd be happy to.
All right, I'll let you know. $105.9. So let's see. OU's at rings. Air Force is vaulting. This no good.
I think it should be.
He says it doesn't, but I don't. See if your talk back works. But oh.
I've gotten like a few people.
Let me show them. Okay, yeah. Well, pull it up again.
I mean, yeah, it's like guys on the team are telling me, and people watching.
Right, but that's coming through. But he's trying to figure out why he shouldn't be able to hear you anymore. But
Welcome back to McCaslin Fieldhouse here in Norman, Oklahoma. It is the home opener for the Oklahoma Sooners, 12-time national champions. And they are welcoming the Falcons from the Air Force Academy today in this dual meet competition, the opening meet of the 2025 season. The Sooners ranked third in preseason polls, and Air Force Academy ranked 9th out of 15 teams that are competing in D1 gymnastics. Of course, they'll all meet together at the NCAA championships in University of Michigan in April, and we'll be there covering that event for ESPN. Looking forward to having the men's championships on national television again. We go to the rings now. The third of 4 rotations. The Oklahoma Sooners are led off by Brigham Frenthaway here. 4 up and 4 count towards the team total. Bart Connor, along with former national champion and All-American Matt Wensky.
And so far, this routine is looking very nice from Brigham. He's been having good holds on all of his strength positions, sharp handstands, looking good.
Really clean execution, which is sort of the trademark of the Oklahoma Sooners, as you see head coach Mark Williams step in under the rings for the dismount. Nice.
That was a great routine from Brigham to start the Sooners off on rings.
Brigham, 5'5", and typical prototype size for a gymnast, but Mark Williams told us that between his senior year in high school and freshman year at OU, he grew 8 inches and gained 30 pounds. He's got that much stronger. Great effort to open up on the rings as we go now to Air Force on vault. This is Chris Noguera.
He almost had that stuck landing right there. Could tell he was fighting for it. And so that right there, you know, it wasn't the most difficult vault that we'll see from some of these athletes today, but it was very cleanly executed. Nice start for the Air Force Falcons.
We were talking before the competition that the vaulting scores this year, we've talked about some of the different rules. All the vault values, start values, have been devalued by 4/10 because the scores for vault were basically completely out of line with what was a good score on horse or parallel bars or high bar, right? So I believe they've got them a little bit more in line with where they need to be, but maybe still a little bit too high in terms of the, if you have a great vaulting team, you're automatically competitive, right?
Oh, big time.
Right.
You know, and that's one thing, like OU, that's a place they are going to be looking to capitalize on is the vault, because they have a bunch of really explosive athletes and guys who can do those more difficult vaults.
Especially when they get Emery Dodanley back, and of course Fuzzy Bennis. They're amazing vaulters, and they do high level of difficulty. So both of their star contributors in terms of scores are out right now with injuries, but expected hopefully back later on in the season.
Now we got Matt Burgoyne up next for the Sooners on rings. Very nice planche strength skill right there. Lower into a Maltese. And you could just tell, you know, he's supposed to be as flat as possible. You kind of want it to be like a table almost.
Nice.
And you can see right there, he didn't get the full hold right there. I think he was just a little short, but very good positions.
In addition to those strength moves, of course, the judges are looking to swing moves, and a move that is a swing to a handstand, as you just saw, that giant swing. Those are some of the element groups required by the judges.
Beautiful double-double dismount, which is 2 flips, 2 twists, little small hop backwards, but just great routine, great performance from Matt Burgoyne.
Burgoyne, the senior from the same gym club as Genki Suzuki, who was, of course, one of the assistant coaches here, former OU star. Back to the vault now, Jared Fry for Air Force.
And so right there, you know, that was a more difficult vault compared to the very first one that we saw earlier. He actually did 2 twists there instead of just 1. You know, and he had a big step on that landing, but very clean in the air. That should score decently.
Chris Noguera, the leadoff competitor for Air Force, had a 12.75. Brigham Frenthaway from OU, great start for the Sooners on rings with a 13.45. Still waiting on the score for Matt Burgoyne, and then Tosh Haiju will be the 3rd competitor for the Sooners here. Hats off to the judges. I have to say that you have to be like Einstein level brain power to be able to calculate the scores these days. The judges in college in particular are looking for the difficulty scores, the element groups, the stick bonuses, the composition requirements, the execution. I mean, it's unbelievable. Right. And then they got to add it all up at the end within about a minute. I mean, it's pretty hard, I have to say.
And then people get frustrated with them if they're not super fast.
Exactly. People ask me how come I don't judge, and I say, well, I'm not smart enough to judge, man.
Yeah, I'm going to just stick in the commentary booth. I don't have the brain for that.
No kidding. What about that position in the Iron Cross?
And that's great. I mean, he was almost even below the rings. You know, it was just perfectly level. and you can see he opens his hands up to highlight that he's not using what's known as a false grip. And that can be a deduction for guys when they're doing these strength skills. They can kind of overlap their wrists onto the rings, which gives them a little bit extra support, makes those strength skills a little bit easier. And so by flexing his hands open, it kind of shows he's not doing that.
All right, another clean double twisting double. They do those dismounts effortlessly. I'm sorry, that was not easy during my time. I don't know what's happened, but man, how do they do them so spectacularly well?
Must be something in the water.
Oh man, I think their technique is incredible. In addition to that, great strength.
These guys are super, super talented, and they train these all the time. And I remember even when I was at OU, we used to do these stick games on our lighter training days, and it's just dismounts over dismounts over dismounts. And so by practicing those a lot, you get really, really good at them.
Jack Fulton, the third vaulter up for Air Force. Fulton does only vault. That's the one event he's competing in today from Houston, Texas. With the Thornton's Gymnastics Center. He has got a few guys from his club that are competing for Air Force Academy, and hats off to all the athletes who represent the United States in these service academies, because their obligations daily, in addition to training and their educational component for college, of course, is a huge amount of service-related activities, including leadership training and other things that they all have to do. So it is amazing that the academies put together pretty darn good teams, considering that there's a lot of guys that like to be in the academy but just can't make the cut.
Right. I mean, you have to be so disciplined to be successful in any academy. And so the fact that these Air Force athletes are able to be as good as they are with all their other responsibilities, I mean, it just speaks volumes about them and their character. Very impressive.
Francisco Valendez.
And this guy is strong, man. He is doing some incredibly difficult strength skills here and making him look so easy. It's kind of funny, we talked about the different body types and how pommel horse, typically the guys who are good are taller and linkier.
Right.
The guys who tend to be better on rings are shorter and stockier. And you can kind of see it right here. He's just super, super strong, built like a pit bull.
The freshman out of Puerto Rico. You're right, he has exactly the frame. And I think it's just a matter of physics. Think about it. His levers are a little bit shorter than a long pommel horse guy. And if you think about the amount of strength required on rings, if you have shorter levers, it's a little bit easier to get some of those strength moves accomplished. The last vaulter now for Air Force will be their all-arounder, Eric Upton. Oh, nice.
That was beautiful. That was a 2.5. That was the hardest vault we've seen so far be done today in this competition. Very, very beautifully done.
Each of these skills has a start value. That's a 4.8. The hardest vault we've seen so far today in today's competition. That is the start value. So if the execution was perfect at 10, the maximum that could score would be 14.8. But as we mentioned earlier, all the vaults are 4/10 less than they were previously, just to get them in line with some of the other events. So that completes the third of 6 rotations. When we come back, the Sooners will go to the vault and the Air Force Academy Falcons will go to the rings. Welcome back inside McCasland Fieldhouse here on the campus of the University of Oklahoma. I'm Bart Connor, along with former All-American and fellow OU Sooner Matt Wensky. The Oklahoma Sooners at the halfway point in this competition, moving on to the fourth rotation, have a 159.6 to Air Force's 155.9. So just under 4-point lead, and the Oklahoma Sooners ranked number 3 in the preseason. Air Force ranked number 9 as Air Force takes to the rings in this rotation with Jared Fry, who, as I mentioned earlier when we saw him, he's really tall for a top-level gymnast and nearly 6 feet tall. It would make the mechanics on rings a little more challenging, wouldn't they?
Definitely, but it didn't look like it affects him too much. You know, he just did a beautiful iron cross. Got a little out of rhythm there, though, on those swinging skills, and now he's got to try to correct this.
Oh, boy. Okay, that's tough when you're swinging that much to get that back under control.
Yeah, that's really tough to fight through. It's impressive that he didn't come down off the rings due to how much he was swinging. So glad he was able to stay on and get a hit routine under his belt.
Zach Nunez now competing for the Sooners. He'll be their leadoff competitor on vault. He had a 13.25 in the second rotation on the pommel horse for OU.
Beautifully done vault from Zach Nunez to start the Sooners off. Almost had the stuck landing, just the tiniest of hops backwards. Great start for OU.
That double twister is a vault that is scored from a 4.4 degree of difficulty, so the maximum score could be as high as 14.4 if the execution is perfect, and there were a few deductions there. We'll go back to the rings for Air Force. You see standing below the rings in the white shirt there, that's Sergei Resnick, former OU All-American and member of the national championship teams here at Oklahoma. He's back in McCasland Fieldhouse today as a member of the coaching staff for the Air Force Academy. He's in his 6th year there. And good to have him back in town, along with Michael Reed, who's also a former OU Sooner, who's the other assistant coach. Score in for Zach Nunez for the Sooners on vault is a 13.65 out of, I said, is a maximum of 14.4.
And I'm honestly surprised they had that much execution deduction on Zach's vault, because to me it looked very clean. You know, and a vault's kind of a tough one to even see the deduction sometimes just because of how fast it is. You know, it's basically just one skill and it's over.
We mentioned that there's new rules, and you see the judges at the table there. They're calculating the score. Now, it's really especially difficult to calibrate a score when there's a lot of mistakes.
Right.
All of the judges basically have a sheet. They know what the athletes are going to try to be doing, and they judge what they see. But when you start swinging and you start losing difficulty values and the deductions start piling up, there are 3 judges there. One's responsible for the difficulty score. One's responsible for the execution score, and I believe one of the judges is responsible for keeping track of both of them.
Right.
So there's a lot of math going on.
Yeah.
And it's fairly, I'd say, routine when the routine goes well. But when the routine is off, it is difficult to calibrate if they've actually fulfilled the requirements on the event. For instance, like a swing to handstand.
Yeah.
He swung a lot in the handstand.
He was swinging a bunch, and so that's a lot of deductions that get built up in that. And they have to account for all of those, and so that's kind of what's going on right there with them just discussing and trying to figure out what's the most fair thing to do for that routine.
On the left there, Dean Matthews, who's been judging for a long time in Oklahoma. He's sort of the godfather of Oklahoma judging, and he sent me the cheat sheet the other day. I appreciate Dean. I said, Dean, these rules are all different. Help us out. And so he said, well, here's a little bit of a cheat sheet for you. So
yeah, that helps
thanks
so
to
much.
Dean Matthews. Yeah, Doug. All right, now next up on rings for Air Force, Ty Gopal.
Nice straight plunge to start the routine off.
Score came in finally for Jared Fry. It's a 10.9. So we noted earlier that Max Seiler had only a 10.95 on Pommel Horse, which is tough on the team score with all 4 athletes counting on every event. Well, now Air Force has a score of 10.9 in their leadoff competitor that they'll have to count.
Nicely done Yamawaki right there, which is basically a double front while still hanging on to the rings. And I'd like to see him sharpen up these handstands a little bit. You can tell that his arms are bending a little bit. He looks a little wobbly, unstable. Just be nice to see him focus on that a little bit more moving forward into the season, just to save some deductions and score higher for his team moving forward.
Ty Gopal competing in 5 of the 6 events today. All right, Arthur Ballon now coming up. 13.65 was the score for Nunez in the leadoff spot. Nice. Oh, beautiful.
That was a great 2.5 from Arthur Ballon. Just the tiniest of hops forward, landed right in the middle. Great explosive height. Is a beautifully done vault.
What a debut for the Sooners. Last year he did not compete. Did not make the lineup. This year he did a floor routine in the first rotation and did a terrific job. 13.55. Expect a good score there because of that extra half twist, he gets 4 more tenths of a point in difficulty. So that vault is judged out of a 14.8 maximum.
Right.
Very good execution.
And that might be able to sneak into the 14 scoring range.
Now, we were talking about, in general, the scores are lower this year. Maybe you can explain why that is. I mean, part of it has to do with the fact that they're counting 8 skills instead of 10 towards the difficulty value of the routine.
Right. You know, so kind of how we were talking about earlier, the way that skills are valued, it's, you know, an A value skill are typically very easy skills. They're only worth 1/10, and they go all the way up to G, you know, which is worth 7 or 8 tenths. You know, and so there's a wide range of different skills you can do and different difficulty values that the athletes can generate. And so used to, with the old rules, there were 10 skill maximum routines that you were required to do, and now that maximum is required to be 8. So that's 2 skills guys aren't getting to count at all for their routine and their start value, so therefore everybody's routines are going to be starting a little bit lower than they were in previous years. And so that can kind of make up or explain the reason why a lot of these scores are lower than what we're used to seeing in past years.
That's a really good point, and also I believe it will create a little more parity in college gymnastics because only the really great teams have 10 athletes with 10 high-level skills, and so it really was a huge, you know, it's the rich get richer kind of thing in the old days when they not all teams have athletes that can do 10 highly valued skills in each of the element groups. So it will be a little bit of an equalizer. Nice job for Upton.
Great stuck dismount.
Wow.
And that dismount, I know he made it look easy, but it is not. It's 2 twists and 2 flips. And that's an E value dismount. And that was really, really impressive.
He gets the value of the dismount. He gets the extra 10th of a point for sticking the dismount, which is invented in college gymnastics. But guess what? The international rules have now adopted the stick bonus as well as we go now to the vault.
And that was great. You know, it's another double full. I believe he's capable of doing a 2.5, you know, but I think just today with this being the first competition of the year, I don't think OU has to have all of their most difficult vaults being done. You know, and so they're just focused on just good, solid execution and good landings, and that's what they've been doing so far.
Tyler Flores had a 13-0 on Pommel Horse earlier in the competition, and you're right, Mark Williams told us the other day in the practice session, he said, you know, we're just going to do mostly double fulls this year. We're going to get off to a clean start, and he said we may have a little bit of a slower start than some of our other years in previous years because we don't have those 2 star contributors, of course, in Emre Dodonli and Fuzzy Benes, but the Sooners looking really clean here in this opening competition. I'm impressed with the quality of the gymnastics, not necessarily the high level of risk,
Right.
but the execution is a brand that is associated with the Sooners.
Absolutely. And I think they came out here and they're doing exactly what they planned to do. You know, obviously there have been a few mistakes here and there, things they want to work to clean up moving forward, but they're doing a really, really good job.
This will be the first time we've seen Charlie Miles today competing for Air Force. He's their final competitor on rings. Charlie, out of Houston, Texas, also went to Thornton's Gymnastics Center. He's only doing 1 or 2 events today, but the senior from Houston area. What is it about all you guys from the Houston area where I guess there's just an outstanding cluster of clubs down there?
I think there's a bunch, you know, I mean, with Houston just being a massive city in general, there's a lot of gymnasts who've come out of Texas and come out of there, and I think guys have just started opening up new programs and new club gyms down there, and it's great for the sport.
Ty Gopal had a 12.65 after Jared Fry led them off with a 10.9. Scores in now for Upton. It's a 13.15. Excuse me, 13.15.
Nicely done, iron cross right there.
We'll see more iron crosses this year because that skill has been upgraded to a C-level skill and fulfills a requirement. And that's really one of the iconic moves in gymnastics anyway. I'm glad they raised the value of it because
I agree.
People associate gymnastics with the iron cross, don't they?
I completely agree. Nicely done, Pike and Tuck Yamawaki right there. Got a little bit of a fight on that handstand, but manages to save it.
Good save, yeah. There's one of those swing to handstands. He's got to hold it to get full credit. Oh, whoa.
Wow.
That's a hard dismount.
Yeah, blind landing and to get the stick like that.
Man, I didn't think he's going to make it around. He's a pretty tall dude.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Charlie Miles. Pike double front dismount off of rings. That's tough to land. The last vaulter now for the Sooners. Colin Briggs, Brigham Brentaway. Flores before him with 13.7. Oh, nice.
Wow.
Another 2.5 twister.
Man, and that looked easy for him. You know, you can tell he had time to open up, see the landing coming. Nice controlled hop forward. Great vault from Brigham Brentaway.
The high score for the Sooners so far in vault is Arthur Ballone had a 14.3 for doing a similar vault with similar execution.
Yeah, that should get a very good score for the Sooners.
You see the lines on the mat. Those are reference points for the judges to see how in line the athletes are with the vault table, and they can lead to deductions if you're too far out of line or over the outside lines. We'll be back with more gymnastics in a minute. It's the home opener for the Oklahoma men's gymnastics program as they welcome the Falcons from Air Force Academy. Oklahoma has the lead after 4 of 6 events by a little over 10 points, 10.15. And that was to be expected because the Sooners currently preseason ranked 3rd in the country. Air Force coming into this competition ranked 9th in the country. Bart Connor, along with former All-American at OU and fellow Sooner Matt Wensky, proud to bring the commentary today. And it's a beautiful day here in Norman, Oklahoma, and decent crowd on hand to cheer on these great gymnasts. They compete on 6 different events. We're going to the final 2 rotations now. Oklahoma will be on the parallel bars and the visiting cadets from the Air Force Academy on the high bar. Ignacio Yonkers, we saw him earlier on the pommel horse do a superb job in winning the pommel horse title today by 1/10 of a point over one of the greats in the country and the reigning NCAA champion from Air Force, Patrick Hoops. Here is Yonkers now on parallel bars to lead off Oklahoma. 4 up and 4 count towards the team total. No scores dropped.
And so far, this routine's looking all right. He had a little bit of a handstand bobble at the very beginning of this routine, but looked like he got right back on track. And that was a beautifully done Stutz to 1 bar.
Oh! And nice save.
Yeah, great fight from Ignacio right there. And so far, this routine is looking really nice from Ignacio.
All right. Not bad.
Just a small step forward on that dismount, but I mean, overall, aside from that little handstand bobble at the beginning, that was a very, very good routine. Right here, we see the dismount again. You could see just opened up a little bit too soon, trying to get that stuck landing, you know, and ended up, unfortunately, taking a small step forward. But overall, great performance from Ignacio Yonkers.
Now to the high bar. Ty Gopal will lead off Air Force on this event. They trail the Sooners by a little over 10 points. This could be a good event for the Air Force cadets.
And high bar is just so fun to watch. You know, this is the most exciting event, in my opinion, you know, just because it has all of these really high-flying, dangerous release moves, like this one right here.
Yeah. Right out on the end of his fingertips.
Just barely got a hold of that one. That was great. Gearing up for the dismount. Triple back. Wow.
What a start for Air Force on high bar. Thrilling routine from Ty Gopal.
Yeah, that was fantastic.
We're going to see more triple backs and more difficult dismounts because of the new rules, right?
Right, I believe so. You know, and so used to the way things would work on the events is, you know, kind of how you've been explaining, Bart. All of these events have certain elements that are required to be in the routine. You know, and so when it comes to dismounts, that's something they've changed with this code. Is instead of it just being, yep, you have a dismount, you hit the requirement, now it's based on what your dismount value is worth. And so it can add a few extra tenths for the guys.
Oh, absolutely.
And so guys are going to be trying to do that and being a little riskier and trying harder tricks.
Judges calculating the score for Ignacio Yonkers as Colin Flores. We saw his brother Tyler compete already a couple of times today on pommel horse and vault. The twins out of California, Mountain House, California. Colin tore his ACL Winter Cup last year, and so for now he's in the parallel bar line only because obviously this event is not as strenuous on the lower body and the leg in particular.
A little bit of a fight right there. to get up to that handstand, but manages to save it.
Oh, nice.
And huge skill right there. That's called the Bobsar, named after Raj Bobsar. And it's just, I love watching that skill. Because the guys have to be so explosive to fly from one end to the other.
One end to the other. I like his mechanics on that.
Yeah, he has a very nice line on parallel bars. Very good handstands, looks solid. That was another great routine from the Sooners.
Good job.
Just the tiniest of hops on that dismount, but man, he is rightfully happy with that performance.
Mentioned coming back from the ACL injury, so he only does one event, but he did a nice job here, second up for Oklahoma. Probably won't give him the stuck landing, because landing on that additional 4-incher mat, sometimes it's hard because the mat kind of bounces you back up, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Now we've got Jared Fry on the high bar.
This is his best event, and this is where his nearly 6-foot-long body will be an advantage for these big swinging elements.
He's a little flat on that, and that skill, you want to see them try to end up in a handstand.
Oh, in close.
Wow.
Wow, what a save.
You know, these big releases like that, you know, these guys, you don't want to be too far, obviously, because then you miss it, you know, but then that's the challenge is sometimes they'll put it a little too close and just mistakes like that happen.
Exactly, that skill too close as well, not able to swing out. As he gets a couple of notes from Josh Lesser, the head coach at Air Force. So now he had a major mistake in the routine and a fall off. So this will be a devastating score for their team total today.
Right.
His job now is to complete his exercise, lose 1 point for the fall, and hopefully fulfill the event requirements.
You know, it just seemed like when that first mistake happened on that release move, it looked like he just got rattled. You know, it just seemed like he was a little bit too rushed after that, was just trying to just make up for it and just got ahead of himself, and another mistake happened.
Oh, my.
Unfortunately, there's another one. Not what he was looking for. We know we can expect a whole lot more out of him in the future. Now he's going to be hungry moving forward in the season to make up for that.
So a missed opportunity there for Jared Fry and the Air Force Academy on one of his best events, the high bar, but we go back now to parallel bars for the Sooners. Matt Burgoyne. Colin Flores had a 13-0 after Ignacio Yakers led them off with a 12-7-5.
And so far, this is looking very nice from Matt Burgoyne. Nice to pelt right there.
Nice. Great story with this young man. He came to the OU, was on the club team for a couple of years, and finally got pulled up to the big leagues to compete for the NCAA team. Doing a nice job today.
Yeah, that was great. You know, in that dismount, we don't see it too frequently on parallel bars just because it's a blind landing. It's really hard to stick, but it's a high-risk, high-reward dismount because if you do stick it, you're so highly rewarded for it.
Matt is a 4.0 student and is a nominee for the Elite 90 Award, which is given by the NCAA for the top senior student athlete, and he is a likely winner of that award. Done a nice job here in his career for the Sooners and delivered a great parallel bar routine. Now, back to high bar. Charlie Miles now coming after Jared Fry. Had an unfortunate low score.
Very nice one-arm work right there. Those are so fun to watch. And this is a really unique release move.
Oh,
Beautifully done.
it's called a Gaylord 1, a piked Gaylord invented by one of my former Olympic teammates, Mitch Gaylord, back in the mid-'80s. How cool to see that and do it well.
And then at Kovacs late in their routine.
That's tough.
Yeah, it is.
Usually they do those big releases early in the routine. That's amazing. You hear these names, Kovacs and Gaylord. I guess you probably can assume that skills are named after the athlete who completed it successfully the first time. Oh,
That's a shame, because that was a really, really good routine that he was performing, and then just unfortunately got away from him at the end there. But
you know, it's interesting. Both of those guys kind of ran out of gas at the end of the routine.
yeah,
So, I mean, that's, you know, early in the season, maybe endurance is a factor.
right. I think you're exactly right. You know, and that's something they'll be looking to improve upon as they move forward throughout their season.
Tyler Flores now. Matt Burgoyne had another 13 in a row, matching the 13.0 for Colin Flores, Tyler's twin brother. Oh, I love the mechanics on that.
Yeah, that was a beautiful peach to handstand. Had great straight arms the whole time, which is what the judges are looking for. Nice Healy twirl. Floated right up to the handstand. And then double front dismount again. A little bit of a big step, but I mean, aside from that, that was a great routine. Looked like he had enough height to half it out, honestly, on that dismount. Had a half turn to it.
And the Flores twins contribute half of the team score on parallel bars for the Sooners. The young men out of Mountain House, California. We noted earlier that Jared Fry struggled on high bar with a major error and 2 falls. His score came in at a 9.35. That's not even a good score in my era of gymnastics,
Right.
when a 10.0 was the benchmark. So Ty Gopal got them off to a good start with a 12.75. Jared Fry came in with a 9.35, and once again, when a gymnast struggles, sometimes it's hard to come up with that final score. Eric Upton now their all-around competitor, competing in the anchor spot for Air Force on high bar.
And nice laid out to Tkachev right there. And here comes a connection. Beautifully done.
Oh!
That's a shame.
Score came in for Charlie Miles was just an 11.4 after the 9.35 for Jared Fry. And that's unfortunate because that's a tricky little kip up in that sort of staller position, but he should have made that.
Right. You know, it can be a little bit tricky, you know, but it is very surprising, you know, because he just did 2 releases connected, which that's the hard part, you know, and
Yeah.
so it's just kind of interesting that he messed up on a skill that's relatively easy for him. You can see he just did that skill again right there, and it looked effortless, and so it's kind of interesting that happened. Very nice quads, and just big dismount coming up.
Okay.
Laid out, double, 2 twists, 2 flips, just a small hop backwards.
Upton's high score today has been 13.9 for a strong vault. But all of his scores between 12.5 and 13.9. As we just wrap up the 5th of 6 events, Upton the only competitor in today's event competing in the all-around for either team. And he'll take his team, the Air Force Falcons, to parallel bars for their 6th and final rotation. And the Sooners will move to the thrilling high bar, which is a good event for OU. And we'll see them when we come back. Then final rotation in today's home opener for the Oklahoma Sooners in McCaslin Fieldhouse. I'm Bart Connor along with Matt Wensky. Air Force Academy finishing up in their final rotation on the parallel bars with Ty Gopal as their leadoff competitor.
Nice peach to handstand right there. A little bit of bent arms, but flew right up.
Air Force struggled in the last rotation on high bar, unfortunately. Typically a good event for them, but they were off today and has really hurt their team score. They are currently trailing the Oklahoma Sooners by 28.75, which is insurmountable in college gymnastics unless there's some other disaster. But I think Air Force knew coming into this competition, the Sooners being the third-ranked team in the country and having had won 12 NCAA championships going back all the way to 1977. The Sooners are one of the blue blood programs in all of college gymnastics for the men. Of course, the current top program is Stanford. They have won, I believe, the last 5 NCAA championships in a row. Would go for their 6th in a row this year. Championships will be up at the University of Michigan, who will also be in contention. That'll be on ESPN2 in the middle of April. Looking forward to being there as the Sooners go to high bar. In the final rotation, this is Brandon Zepeda-Orth. Oh, nice.
Beautifully done. Takamoto half connected to a huge release. Just gorgeous. Huge straddle to Tkachev right there. I mean, and he is just so clean, too. You know, he's executing this routine just very, very well.
Zepeda-Orth did his club training at 5280 in Colorado.
Wow.
That has brought us so many great champions, including Olympic medalist Sasha Artemev. And of course, Sooner standout Yul Moldauer. Every athlete that comes out of that program just seems to have refined technique and polish.
Right. It's kind of like what we've been talking about earlier, you know, with how much Mark Williams and the coaching staff at OU harp on execution, how important that is. It's kind of the same thing with those guys who came out from 5280. You know, those coaches have been very critical on these guys about their execution and just enforcing to them how important it is. And you could tell that he's really carried that home with him.
Patty Hoops, of course, the well-known for his work on the pommel horse, now second up on parallel bars. He's in for Jared Fry, who struggled on high bar in the last rotation. So Patty Hoops, who we saw warm up before the competition, got the green light to compete here today.
He's getting a little ahead of himself on some of these skills, which is causing him to rush and get a little out of whack. Double pike dismount.
Oh.
You could just tell, you know, he wanted to get that stick and just kicked out way too soon, and unfortunately, you know, led to his hands hitting the floor.
Patty Hoops, of course, known for his pommel horse work, and there's a lot of pommel horse guys who can't do any other event.
Right.
So hats off to him for taking a shot at the parallel bars today when they needed it.
Yeah, I agree.
Arthur Ballon has had a great day in his debut for the Sooners as a redshirt freshman. Outstanding floor and vault. Here he is on the high bar, second up.
That was a nice full Takamoto, and then very nice half talk right there too. Big release.
Nice.
Beautifully done. Nice straddle to Tkachev from Arthur.
This guy's a big guy. I saw him in the practice gym the other day. He's 5'10".
Yeah.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good height for a gymnast. Most of us are in that 5'6" range. What a great job for the young man, the redshirt freshman out of Lyon, France. Did not compete last year. Just happened to meet Oklahoma superstar Yul Moldauer at a competition in France, and Yul said, hey, have you ever thought about going to OU? And here he is, contributing to the Sooners. Great story.
It's crazy how life works out sometimes.
How about that? Love it.
I really would love to see some of these OU guys get some more sticks on high bar. This is an event where they've typically in years past have been really, really good about getting a lot of stuck landings on high bar. And so I know that's one thing Mark Williams and the coaching staff, they're always really focused on. And so I know that's one thing they're looking to get more of.
Charlie Miles will be up on parallel bars as the judges do their final tabulations. Once again, Patty Hoops struggled a bit, and many times the routines that have mistakes in them are the hardest ones to judge adequately. Here's Miles. We saw him on high bar in the last rotation.
That's the first time we've seen that skill today. So far, so good.
Let's talk about some of the requirements on parallel bars. He went below the bars here, like a move like that counts as essentially an underbar swing.
Right.
Some moves have to be above the bars. And some moves out of that upper arm support skill.
Which you see like right
this.
there.
Nice dismount. Wow.
That was great.
That was great.
I love seeing when those are stuck, just because it's a blind landing, which just makes it that much more impressive.
He's good at that forward flipping skills, like with the Honma at the beginning of that exercise.
Yeah.
That front flip off his upper arms, really good. Okay, now this will be interesting for the Sooners because we saw Leo Koike have a crash in the warm-up. He was a little too close on his release move. Let's see what he does to adjust here as he's getting a boost to the high bar from 2004 Olympic champion Valery Goncharov, who is assistant coach here at Oklahoma now.
And Leo is a very, very talented athlete. So let's see what he can do here today.
Oh, little crooked. Oh.
That's a shame. You could tell he was really trying to go for the handstand on that skill and just got a little bit away from him. Here's a big release.
Oh. Whoa.
And that was a big hit when he landed. I hope he's all right.
That move, that double somersault with a full twist in a laid out position over the bar called a casina. Invented by the great Italian gymnast. Take a look. He did hit hard.
Yeah,
wow.
I mean, and that mat wasn't even there to... I think he hit his head pretty hard there. Hope
Mark
he's all
Williams
right.
talking to him on the sideline, as is the trainer. Obviously, the protocols these days for concussions is significant, and I believe
they might use this as a
one of their injury options.
Yeah.
So head coach Mark Williams talking to the judges, because there is a possibility of an injury.
right.
To be safe, they're going to pull Leo Koike out of the lineup. He will not count. They will get to put in the fourth and final competitor at the end of the rotation. That is one of the stipulations with the new rules, with 4 athletes up and 4 count, that if there is an injury, obviously you don't want to penalize the team for having had an injury. You're allowed to play to put another athlete up.
And I believe when they put that alternate in, don't they take 1 point away from their...
That's right. That will take
start
1
value.
point away. So obviously that they don't want any teams gaming the system by having a disastrous routine and claiming an injury. But we all saw with our own eyes.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like he hit his head pretty hard there.
He hit his head pretty hard.
And the big mat that's supposed to be there for when falls like that happen. I mean, he didn't even land on that.
So they will make sure they attend to him, and he's already being looked at by the trainers to make sure that he's okay. Now, Mark Williams has made his way over to the parallel bars to tell the judges go ahead and let Eric Upton, the next competitor for Air Force, go on parallel bars as the Sooners recalibrate over there at high bar.
And there's another of those Hanma skills that we got to see in the last routine.
From Charlie Miles, his score came in as a 12-9.
Nice giant to handstand right there. And all these little hand movements that he's doing, you know, the judges pay attention to this, and every single hand movement is a 10th off.
Oh!
And then that right there, unfortunately, with the fall, that'll be a full point taken off of his score.
He'll continue his routine from where he left off. He fell off on that Diamondov 1 1/4.
And that's a shame because Eric's been having such a great day today.
Yeah, he has.
You know, and all of the events today, he's been doing fantastic. And so that's a shame to end with the fall, but managed to get back up and finish strong.
His high score of the day was on vault with a 13-9. Struggled a bit on high bar, as did everybody from Air Force, except for Ty Gopal. He only had an 11-3 there, but hats off to him for the only athlete in today's competition competing on every event.
Now we got Brigham Frentaway up on high bar for the Sooners.
Great event for Briggs. Let's see what he can do now here after recovering from Leo Koike's fall. We'll find out who will be the fourth and final competitor for the Sooners after this routine is over from Frentaway.
Nice laid out Tkachev there from Brigham. Then straddle Tkachev connected to a Ginger.
Nice. I love his aggressiveness.
Yeah, I mean, this routine is being done really well. One-arm giant right there. Gearing up for the dismount. Let's see if he can get that stick the Sooners been looking for.
Oh!
Big step on the landing, but Sooners are going to be happy with that routine, especially, you know, it picks the momentum back up after that performance from Leo Koike. And so that's exactly what the Sooners were looking for, and Brigham Frentaway was able to deliver.
He really did a nice job today. 13-7 on floor, 13-4-5 on rings, 14-2 on vault. And that will score well because he had high degree of difficulty. Although he didn't stick the landing, he did certainly have high degree of difficulty and good execution throughout. Now, it looks like Ignacio Yockers is going to get the green light to be the final competitor up for the Sooners here today. After the injury to Leo Koike, as you mentioned, Matt, the Sooners lose 1 point off the team total. Not a concern for them. Obviously, they were 28.5 points ahead coming into this final rotation. But an opportunity for Ignacio, who was considered an alternate. Now, every team can have an alternate ready to go in case of an injury, and Ignacio was listed prior to the competition as the guy who will get the green light if there is an injury, and now he is in that situation.
Yeah.
Hopefully he had an adequate warm-up and has ready to go. Was not planning on competing. He already did a nice job on pommel horse today. He's a champion, beating out Patrick Hoops. And decent job on parallel bars, although a mistake at the end. Let's see what he can do now for the Sooners as the final competitor on high bar.
Little flat on that Takamoto half right there. You want to see the athlete finish in that perfect handstand. First big release coming up. Nice straddle Tkachev right there. so far this is looking great from Ignacio Yockers.
5 feet 8 inches tall. He uses that long body to his advantage. Beautiful swing on high bar, just as he has on pommel horse. Nice. Oh,
so close.
What a clutch routine for Yockers. The young man from Tulsa did his club training at Pride Gymnastics. I remember seeing him come up as a little guy through the junior ranks. We used to see him every year in the Bart Conner Invitational, and David Finney, his coach up at Pride, has done a nice job with him, and now Yockers, a really solid meet for the Sooners today to wrap it up with an easy win over the visiting Air Force Falcons. But Yockers, not expected to compete, got the call and did a nice job.
Yeah, and that's a hard spot to be in, being that alternate, because you're really not expecting to have to go. You always need to be ready, and because you never know, just like what we saw here tonight. Anything can happen. You need to always be ready. But, it can be a shock to the system because going into the meet, you're not really expecting to have to do it, And so the fact that he was able to deliver a hit routine speaks volumes about Ignacio. He did a great job.
Eric Upton was the last competitor for Air Force on parallel bars, had a 12-1. Frentaway had a 13-1-5, but it was Brandon Zepeda-Orth in the leadoff spot that had the high score for Oklahoma on high bar so far. Arthur Ballon was also in the lineup, had a 12-7.
And so Ignacio's score just came in. Looks like he got a 12.3. And so just to everybody at home watching, just remember, he got that point taken off initially before he started because he was an alternate performing on this event. So, in reality, it would have been a 13.3 if Ignacio had just been the original athlete up.
Very good point, Matt. All right. Well, that'll wrap it up for the Oklahoma Sooners with a 3:18.2 over the Air Force Falcons with a 2:99 by the Sooners. Get off to a great start in the 2025 season. They're ranked 3rd in the nation and hoping to contend for their 13th NCAA championship. Matt Wensky, it's a pleasure working with you. I know you were part of a national championship team. What was that like when you were here for the Sooners?
Could ask you the same thing, Bart. But it was a lot of fun. It's you make memories with these guys, and like the team becomes your family, and winning a national championship with guys who are basically your brothers. It's awesome. It's an indescribable feeling. It's a great experience, and I hope these guys on this team get to experience that down the road.
You have a favorite memory of your years here at OU? You're an All-American, a national champion. You were team captain. You even survived through the pandemic year, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I would say that was one of the worst memories, was the COVID year.
Sorry for bringing that up.
Senior year and everything, but I remember just competing in the field house. I remember one meet specifically, it was like freshman year, and I stuck a vault, which sticking vaults doesn't happen that often. It was just so much fun, and the hype and the energy from my teammates and the crowd, it's just nothing like it.
I remember that moment, Matt, and it's great to be working with you today. The Oklahoma Sooners, their home opener with a 3:18.2, a solid score to start the season. Defeat the visiting Falcons from the Air Force Academy, who scored a 2:99. Thanks for watching, everybody. For Matt Wensky, I'm Bart Conner. We'll see you next time here on ESPN+.